Sawadee Thailand, a land of beautiful temples and terrifying ghost stories. But among all the ghosts, there is one name that still haunts the hearts of Thai people. The name of the story, Nang Na. Nang Na, known as Mena Prakanong, is one of the Thailand's most famous ghost legends. The story symbolizes the important part of Thailand's culture, heritage, and folklore, and is widely known in Thai society, passing down through the generations. The story reflects the Thai belief and the Buddhist idea of letting go. The story of Nang Na remains culturally significant until today, while people continue to share the story through movies, artwork, stories, and religious activities. A shrine portrays as a symbol of remembrance dedicated to Mena at Wat Mahabut. It continues to attract people from all the globe coming to pay their respect to Mena. Next is the origin of Nang Na story. The legend is believed to have originated around the early Ratanakosin period around the 18th century. The story is set centuries ago in a rural Thai village, Prakanong, an area involving residential district and neighborhood in Bangkok, Thailand. A tale repeatedly told through various media, the legend of Mena Prakanong strikes a chord with people to its universal theme of love and heartbreak. The legend has it that Mena lived in the area near Wat Mahabut along a canal, so today the area is known as Soi Sukhumvit 77 in Bangkok's Prakanong district. Next is the importance of Nang Na story. The story represents Thailand belief in Rak Te, which means the true love. The importance of true love symbol that lasts beyond death in the story. It shows Nak's strong devotion and love that she could rise from the death alive to chase his husband. The story reflects traditional religious belief and values of the Buddhist teaching in a way that nothing can triumph over truth, not even love. The story represents the influence of the Buddhist moral lessons such as Upadana means attachment and Dukkha means suffering, to teach audience the importance of accepting Anicca, which means impermanence, from the character Mena. Thank you very much.
Today, I'll be presenting a character analysis of Nang Na, one of Thailand's most enduring legendary love and ghost stories. We will examine how each main character embodies core themes of devotion, human societal, human denial, and spiritual peace. First, we have Nang Na. Nang is defined by her unconditional love and unwavering fidelity. While her husband Mark is away fighting in a war, she waits faithfully for his return. Tragically, she dies during childbirth. Yet, driven by her overwhelming devotion and unfinished promise to remain together, her spirit stays behind, clinging tightly to the heartbreaking illusion of a peaceful family. Next is Mark, Nak's husband. Returning home wounded from battle, he is completely oblivious to his wife's death. He lived happily with her until he is forced to confront the terrifying reality. Character-wise, Mark represents trust, innocence, and deep emotional difficulty human beings face when trying to accept grief and loss. Then we have Mark's best friend. Deeply concerned for Mark's safety, he takes on the dangerous task of comforting Mark with the truth that Nak is no longer alive. He embodies courage, honesty, and the protective strength of true friendship when love binds us from reality. The villages represent traditional Thai rural society. Experiencing strange supernatural events, they fear Nak's ghost, yet care genuinely for Mark. Turning to village elders for help, they showcase how Thai cultures relies on community solidarity, enemies' belief, and shared rituals when facing the unknown. Finally, the monk. The monk brings spiritual resolution. Recognizing that Nak's restless soul is trapped by powerful earthly attachment and grief, he guides her spirit toward peace with compassion rather than force. He represents wisdom, Buddhist faith, and ultimate spiritual liberation. In conclusion, Nang Nak is more than a horror story. It is a poignant lesson on love, impermanence, and peace. Thank you for listening.
So next we move to storyline overview. Firstly, I would like to give a brief overview of Nang Nak. Nang Nak is one of the most famous ghost stories in Thai folklore. It tells the story of a woman named Nak and her husband Mak who share a very strong love relationship. The story is a combination of romance, tragedy, supernatural elements. The main focus is Nak's love for her husband. Even after her death, she refuses to leave Mak because she does not want to be separated from him. The story also reflects traditional Thai belief about spirits, death, and the afterlife. It shows how a person's strong attachment to someone can make it difficult to accept death and move on. So overall, Nang Nak is not simply a horror story. It is also a story about love, loss, and learning to let go. Now let's move on to the plot of the Nang Nak. The story begins when Mak has to leave his home to fight in a war. Before he leaves, he says goodbye to his pregnant wife, Nak, stays at home and waits for her husband to return. Unfortunately, while Mak is away, Nak goes into labor, dies during the childbirth together with her baby. However, Nak cannot accept her death because of her deep love for Mak. Her spirit remains in human world. After the war, Mak finally returns home. He is very happy to see his wife and their baby. However, he does not know that Nak and the baby are already dead. Nak continues to live with Mak as if she is still alive. She cooks for him, talks to him, and takes care of him. From Mak's point of view, everything seems normal. However, the villagers know that something is wrong. They know that Nak is a ghost, but they are too afraid to tell Mak the truth. They fear what Nak might do if they try to separate her from her husband. As time passes, Mak begins to notice strange things about Nak. He slowly realizes that something is not right. Eventually, he discovers the truth. Nak is actually a ghost who has been staying with him, and Mak then seeks help from a respected monk. The monk tries to help Nak accept that she has died and she has to leave the human world. Although Nak still loves Mak deeply, she finally accepts her death and lets him go. Her spirit is then able to find peace. So, the ending of Nang Nak shows that love can be very powerful, but sometimes we must accept loss and learn to let go. So, we move to the next presenter.
Hi everyone. Next, I would like to talk about the main themes in Nang Nak. There are several important themes shown throughout the story. First is love. Nak loved her husband Mak very much. Even after her death, her love for him continues. However, her love becomes unhealthy when it turned into an obsession because she refused to accept that she has already died. The second theme is loyalty. Nak remained faithful to Mak until the end. Mak also truly loved his wife and continues to stay with her even when other people tell him that Nak is actually a ghost. The third theme is loss. Nak dies while giving birth, and Mak lost both his wife and his child. This creates a painful situation for both characters. The story teaches us that losing someone we love is painful, but accepting the loss is also an important part of life. The last theme is supernatural belief. The story includes ghosts and spirits, which reflect traditional Thai belief about the supernatural. We can also see the role of religion and culture when a Mahaguru helps Nak spirit find peace. Besides themes, the movie also presents several important issues. The first issue is death during childbirth. Nak dies while giving birth, but Mak does not know what has actually happened. The second issue is refusing to accept death. Nak's spirit cannot let go because of her deep love for Mak. She continues living as if she is alive because she cannot accept that her life has ended. The third issue is deception. Mark does not know that Nak is already dead. Nak hide the truth from him because she wants to stay with her husband for the rest of her life. The fourth issue is fear in the community. The villagers are terrified of Nak ghost. They try to warn Mark about her, but he refused to believe them. The fifth issue is the conflict between love and reality. Mark loved Nak so much that he refused to accept the truth. He has chose between staying with Nak or accepting reality. Finally, we have supernatural belief. The movie shows traditional Thai belief about ghosts and spirit. The Mahaguru helps Nak spirit find peace, showing how religion and cultural belief are connected to the story.
Moving on to the intended moral values, this folklore and film explore how boundless love, desire and attachment can disrupt the natural order. These ideas are also closely connected to Theravada Buddhist principles. So, the first moral lesson is the danger of early clinging or attachment. Nak's strong attachment to her husband and child shows how holding on too tightly to something we love can eventually lead to suffering. The second lesson is the inevitability of change. The story reminds us that life naturally involves change, separation, and loss. Therefore, we cannot always hold on to people or situation forever. And lastly, the story highlights the necessity of karma. The character's action and desire have consequences, showing that our choices can affect both ourselves and the people around us. Next is the dangers of attachment and the power and release of karma. For the first point, the dangers of attachment, the story demonstrates the Buddhist concept of upadana, which refers to attachment or clinging. Nak refuses to let go of her husband and child, even after death. This transforms her into a ghost and causes her obsessive love to become a source of suffering, both for herself and for her community. This shows that although love can be powerful, excessive attachment can become harmful when we refuse to accept reality. The second point is the power and release of karma. Nak's earthly desires and the harm she causes trap her in a cycle of bad karma. However, her story also shows that peace can only be achieved when she learns to accept her death, release her worldly attachments, and allow herself to follow the natural passage of time. Overall, the story teaches us that the true peace comes from accepting change, letting go of attachment, and understanding the consequences of our actions. The next moral value is moderation and the middle path. In the story, Mark's inability to accept his wife Nak's passing causes him to live in psychological denial and isolation. He continues to live as if Nak is still alive, even though she has already passed away. This shows that holding on too strongly to the past can prevent a person from moving forward. From a Buddhist perspective, true peace requires balance. Living entirely in the past or allowing ourselves to be completely consumed by grief can become destructive. Therefore, the story teaches us that although grief is natural, we must eventually learn to accept reality and continue living. The next moral value, which is filial piety and devotion. Although the story contains elements of supernatural horror, its core is actually centered on family loyalty, respect, and duty. Nak's enduring spirit can be viewed as a symbol of sacrifice and devotion. She continues to protect and care for her family even after death. Therefore, Nak can be seen as the representation of the ultimate protective mother and devoted wife. Her character shows how powerful family love and loyalty can be, even though her inability to let go also creates suffering. Overall, these values shows that the story is not only about horror, but also about love, family, grief, acceptance, and the importance of finding balance in life.
Hello and good day everyone. In Thai wedding tradition, there is a famous blessing, "Te mai tao yot thong, krapong yot pet," meaning to hold a gold-tipped cane and a diamond-tipped club. It represents a vow to love each other faithfully into old age and remain together until the end of life. This was the ultimate wish of Na, to grow old alongside her husband Ma. But when tragic childbirth took her life, her grief and love was so immense that her spirit forced this vow into reality. Today, we explore how this legendary ghost story evolved across decades of cinema, theatre and television. In 1999, the classic film Nang Nak brought a faithful adaptation of the original folklore to life. It grounded the story in tragic horror. Nak dies during childbirth, returns as a ghost unaware of her own death, and conceals her supernatural state from Ma until a Buddhist monk intervened to release her spirit. By 2003, storytellers pushed the legend into high art with Maira the opera, fusing European operatic structure with traditional Thai music. This stage adaptation reimagined Nak as a dramatic heroine, driven by the painful desperation to preserve her marriage despite being deceased. As media evolved, creators began shifting the genre altogether. Urban setting, Ghosts of Maira 2005 moved the haunting to contemporary Bangkok, where a modern young couple encounters Nak spirits in their new home. And there's adaptation in 2008, the animated film where Nak completely subvert from the horror element, Nak become a heroic, protective spirit who joined forces with other legendary ghosts in a family-friendly fantasy adventure. And then there's Maira Prakanong, the musical 2009, retold this romance through thematic songs, while Maira 3D 2012 embraced a modern visual effects to deliver intense traditional horror. In recent years, adaptations have explored fresh angles. There's the romantic comedy in 2013. It was a smash hit for Pima recentered the narrative around Mark's four war buddies who discovered Nak is a ghost and try to save him, turning a classic tragedy into a hilarious romantic comedy. In 2014, Make Me Shudder 2, threw a group of high school students into Prakanong, mixing teenage humor with traditional ghost lore. And then they began to change their perspective, where they centered dying. Prakanong is that expanded the universe by focusing on dying, Nak's ghostly son, and his attempts to make living human friends. And then, the most recently, The Legend of Nang Nak in 2014 was the adapted version of the narrative into an extended television series, fully exploring the depth of emotional struggles between love and mortality. Whether framed as a terrifying ghost story, a heroic animated tale, or a stage musical, the story of Maira endures. Across every version, it remains a timeless reflection of devotion, loss, and the eternal desire to hold on to the ones we love.
Hello, my name is Nurkotain as Nang Nak.
Hi, I'm Putri Shahira, and I am Pima. Hi, I'm Aisha Johan, and I'm Mak best friend.
Hi, I am Shahnas and I'm the Mahaguru.
Hi, I'm Nufrat Natasha and I'm the villager.
Hello, I'm Idina Nadira binti Rusli and I'm the narrator. Good evening, everyone. Gather close. Tonight, under the veil of night, we shall recount the chilling legend of Nang Nak, a story whispered through generations. Many years ago, there lived a woman named Nak. She loved her husband more than anything. When her husband left for war, she prayed every day for his safe return. Sadly, Nak died while giving birth before her husband came home. But her love was so strong that even death could not separate them. When her husband finally returned, he found Nak waiting for him as if nothing had happened. But the villagers know a terrible secret.
Nak, I'm finally home. Every night during the war, I dream of you.
I've waited for you every single day. I knew you would come back.
How have you been? Were you lonely?
I was never lonely. My heart is still with you. No matter what happened, I'll never leave you.
Well, let's forget everything and start a new life together. Ma, I need to tell you something. What is the matter? Why do you look so worried? The woman in your house is not your wife. Stop saying that. Ma, we had her funeral 2 weeks ago and everyone in the village attended her funeral. You are lying. Everyone is saying that. I don't believe any of you. I know. I wish I was here. Everyone in the village afraid to come near your house.
Mahaguru, strange things happen every night. We heard a woman crying. Sometimes we see she is carrying a baby.
I warned everyone not to disturb her spirit.
But she's living with her husband as though she's alive.
Her love has trapped her soul in this world. If he doesn't know the truth soon, both of them will suffer.
Then we must save him before it's too late, Mahaguru.
Then tonight, we go together.
What did I just see?
Why? Are you afraid?
You're not human.
I never wish to frighten you. I only saw to keep my vow. I love you too much to ever walk away.
No, you are dead.
Do you know that some people say that on quiet nights you can still hear the gentle voice of Nang Nak calling for her husband, and sometimes the shadow of her being seen standing, waiting for the one she loved.